Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maki, and in today's video I will be taking you through my digital painting process with this piece of Lilith. Um, this is actually a redraw of an old painting of her from 2008, back when I first got my iPad and I started using Procreate. Now, the piece we're seeing today, it's done in Adobe Photoshop, which is my main software. For those who don't know me, I specialize in digital portraits and I use mostly Photoshop and Procreate. It's a quick look of my workflow in Photoshop. Or my workflow period. I usually start with a sketch. It doesn't bother me if it's a clean sketch or not. I really work well with either. I actually think I work better with a messy sketch. Don't know why. I thrive in chaos, so maybe it's because of that. I don't know. Anyway, I start with the sketch. I then lay the base colors. I really don't I really don't take into account the lines or if the body is there, and I don't know, I just lay the colors and let the vibe work for me, and then I start rendering over the sketch layer. Okay, and then just render away and add details, and you got yourself a portrait. Obviously it's not that easy, but we'll get there. So with that being said, let's get really started. So like I was saying, here I am working on the sketch, really just laying some baselines and maybe focusing a little too hard on the hand for this stage of the portrait. But anyway, I'm fixing the anatomy and the composition as I go, keeping in mind the original idea of it all from that first illustration. I end up adding a cloth to cover her and help the composition, but I really don't know how it works since she's not really holding it properly. Here you can see me adding it, and it kind of helps me figure out the shapes in the composition, but I don't know, I just think I could have done it better, but maybe this year. Whatever. So anyway, at some point of me refining the sketch, I remember thinking, wow, she looks like evergreen, and she kind of does here. It's the eyes for me. So next I lay the base colors very roughly, not caring too much since I'm just going for vibes here. I also start painting a little bit over the sketch in the stage just to see more clearly the overall shapes and values. I start lightly adding the light source and the shadows, and I also try to achieve the golden halo that's on the background very loosely just to get the general idea in my head. And of course, once that's done and I'm happy with the progress, I move on to rendering. Fun fact about me, I almost always start rendering the face. So this is something special for me to start rendering her back. That's kind of weird for me. But there you go. Now this feels more like it, a little zoom on the face and straight to rendering the face, and more specifically her eye. So please allow me to speed up this part of the rendering because it's a lot of zooms in and out and it can get a little dizzying, and basically here I'm just rendering away. I'm always using the same brush, and I'm softening her expression and working on those edges that are so important for the general vibe of an illustration. It works so well when you get the edges right. And anyway, I really love the look on her face once I'm done rendering, and how sad yet fierce she looks. And I also love how vulnerable her eyes make me feel. I really outdid myself there. So, okay. The hand. We're starting with her hand. I remember thinking that the perspective I chose was too much work and that I couldn't do it, which was a lie, obviously, since I've already done it in the past. But I've gotta say, the imposter syndrome was hitting hard that day. But once I got the planes right with the lights and the shadows, it just worked out. I don't really, I think I'm not, no, I don't think, I know I'm not happy with the result, but what's done is done. I completed the illustration like that, and then I remember thinking I was happy enough with the result, but no, definitely not. Maki from 2024 is not happy. But whatever. I just really love rendering hair. I treat it just like another living thing. I mean, hair just has a life of its own. I like to render it on a separate layer, and I try not to mix these layers so I can tweak freely without caring how it can affect the rest of the layers and the illustration in general. From here, I keep rendering and adding detail to this illustration, which took me about 2 hours of work, maybe. And well, lastly, I paint the halo behind her, this time a bit more clean and angelic looking. I remember struggling to get it right, but in the end I end up figuring it out, and I'm really happy with the result of the halo. Overall, I love how it turned out. I definitely see development on my skills and general taste. And this piece turned out to be kinda iconic on my socials, so I had to do something right, no? Anyway, here's the final result and the before and after. Comment down below if you'd like to know more about her and her lore and the changes she went through. And also leave a like so I know that you guys would want a more updated version of this illustration. So that's it for today's video. I really hope you liked it and that I made sense. Anyway, also don't forget to check out my Patreon page, and remember that by the end of this month I will be launching my art shop, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!